I got a lot of placenta in my mouth just now.
Not the first time.
Not the first time, no.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans coming at you from Sunrise Mart in Soho, where I'm joined by a familiar face. Joji is back in the building.
How's it going, fellas?
The new EP, In Tongues, is out now, and then the single, 18, with Trippie Redd, Chris Wu, and Rich Brian, it's all over the place. But before Joji was climbing up the charts, he was coming of age nearly 7,000 miles away in Japan, and that's why we're here at Sunrise Mart, one of the only Japanese markets in New York City, to get the convenience store cheat codes from Joji himself. We're pulling out some of the most beloved Japanese snacks to figure out if they're really worth the 34-hour round-trip flight. But before we get started, you know, the convenience store, it's such a big part of culture in Japan.
It is the culture.
Sometimes you'll go to a 7-Eleven in Japan, you'll get better food than you will in most New York City restaurants. What are some of the major differences between, you know, the corner store in New York City and then the convenience stores that you'll find in Japan?
One of the biggest differences is in Japan or in other parts of Asia too, the people are like really overworked. So 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson's, I think one of their biggest things that they're doing is to cater to most of Japan, which are people who don't want to cook for themselves but still want really good food.
You know, that's great because, you know, I wasn't sure if maybe my notes were right, but I had it in there. Joji used to work at a Family Mart. Can you speak to that? What do you remember about working at Family Mart?
Actually, it was a Lawson's.
It was a Lawson's.
It's the same thing. I say Family Mart because that's what everyone knows more, but it was a Lawson's. You know, I did the night shift. It was chill. The only people that came in at night were like truckers and stuff. So that's actually where I wrote a lot of music when I was younger, just like on the back of receipts.
Just the night shift at Lawson's.
Yeah, the night shift at Lawson's was fire.
All right, Joji, I could talk shop with you all day, but I'm hungry. It's time to browse the aisles. You'll show me what to get, and afterwards we'll have a little snack session. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, so here we are in the instant noodles section. And when you think about instant noodles, you know, you always think cup noodles or top ramen, but here it's a total buffet. When you look at all the labels, all the pictures here, what are you drawn to?
We gotta go with this. This is number one. Number one, I eat this shit all the time. It's some curry shit. No added MSG. That's rare. That's fucking rare. I've never seen that before. It might not be as good then.
So in Japan, you'll find a fire ramen shop on every corner, udon on every corner. Why are instant noodles such a big deal when, you know, on the market you have so many other options?
I don't know. I think people secretly enjoy the quality and like it takes no time to make this shit.
Right.
So I think they're drawn to that. Luckily, most of the convenience stores in Japan have a thing ready with the hot water in it because there's so many people that come through that just want the instant noodle. So you can make it right there on the spot and then you take it out, you eat it in front. Like squatting like this. This is true Asia. Everyone knows what's up with this. And the cigarette. You gotta have the cigarette in one hand.
All right, so here we are in the snack aisle, and off rip, catching my eye. Sriracha, no big deal popcorn. So this is already an aisle after my heart.
Because
what are you drawn to here?
First of all, let's get the Pocky stuff out of here because that's
a no-go?
That's that basic stuff.
Well, let's talk about Pocky for just a second because that's had a huge crossover explosion. You go into any gas station, any convenience store in the United States, you'll find Pocky sticks, but they're not for you, huh?
No, Pocky's great. I'm just being an asshole about it. I'm just being a snob. Fuck that.
What are you into here?
This has always been like a go-to. Like I feel like every kid in Japan knows this and they love it. It's called Koala no Machi, meaning the March of the Koalas. This is the strawberry flavor. It's actually my personal favorite. This shit is called takenoko no some shit. They're like baby bamboo shoots, but just like chocolate. But this is actually an offshoot of kinoko no yama, which is like mountain of mushrooms. And it's exactly this, except they're mushrooms. It's really fucking stupid, but kids love it. But the thing is though, like low-key, I like American candy better. I was longing for that shit. Like I tried Jolly Ranchers once when I was in like middle school. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Dude, the Jolly Ranchers are nuts.
All right, well, we can't end our shopping adventure without hitting the skincare aisle. I know that skincare, it's such a huge deal to people in Japan.
It is, yeah.
Why?
Well, it's a huge deal in Asia in general because they have an obsession with keeping their youthfulness, and also they're just terrified of wrinkles. So they have all this anti-wrinkle shit. Like the female products get like crazy. Like this says placenta. This is
a placenta face mask.
I've seen a lot of commercials about this. They take women's placentas, I guess. Like I don't know how else they'd get their hands on a placenta, but they take women's placentas, and apparently placenta juice is really good for your face. But you can see that it's so important they would resort to placenta juice if it keeps you youthful.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. It's I'll put anything on my face.
All right. Okay. All right. That's a good spot to say, you know, we've hit the aisles. I think there's nothing left to do but grab a table and try some of the things that we've pulled off the shelf today.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, at long last, it's finally time to eat. Here we are at the taste test. We're gonna have our favorite instant noodles. We're gonna have our favorite candies. But first things first, we're starting in the chip category, huh, Joji?
Yes.
What the hell is this?
This is, I never fucked with this too much, but it's definitely, like we said earlier, it's definitely in the chip genus. It's known to be kind of spicy, but you're the spice man. So why don't you let us know what level this is for you. That's not spicy, is it?
That's no big deal.
That's no big.
This is no big deal. I see a kid juggling chili peppers.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect.
And then I'm eating what is like kind of a bad Cheeto.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a bad Cheeto.
It's a bad Cheeto. What are you? Are you into these, Joji?
Me, I'm gonna have to give this a solid 2 out of 10.
Right. I'm a little nicer, Joji. I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
All right.
But I'm not a repeat customer. I see this on the shelf. I'm keeping it on the shelf. But, curiously, you pulled these.
I did pull those, yeah.
This is a Joji wild card.
It's dried fish with almonds. It's
dried
really good.
fish with almonds. And it really looks like dried fish with almonds.
It really lives that life.
Fishy, nutty, but a little sweet.
I personally, no troll, like I really do like these.
When I think about what Joji might snack on, I think I would draw this.
Just fish and nuts.
Just fish and nuts.
That's all I eat. I mean, it kind of is all I eat.
Solid 8 out of 10 right there.
8 out of 10, that's a good one. Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 too.
All right, up next, it's another Joji special. What we have here is our cup noodle curry. And now usually, you know, maybe you're at your dorm, you get some instant noodles. This is next level. Oh, that great curry smell.
What's the most impressive about this thing is like, look at the size of the potato in there, right?
Right.
And look how soft, you know, it just breaks. It's like, it's actual like,
a restaurant quality
they're not
starch.
They're not fucking around, yeah.
So here we go, I can tell it's hot. Don't burn yourself, Joji. Those
I'll try not
valuable
to.
cords.
Yeah, it's good.
That must be in the 9 category.
That was it was like an 8.5. What do you think?
So here's what I'll have to say about this.
Yeah.
It's so good, right? It's so much better than whatever top ramen you'd get or whatever cup of noodle that you'd get. And then you get a big, hearty, fill your belly meal for, get this, $1.79. So when you start playing in that game, I don't know how you can call this anything but an A+. I don't know how you can call this anything but a 10 out of 10. Because how do you spend $1.79 on a meal better than this? Oh. Here we are with our dessert course. There are our sweets. Joji, set the table for us. What are we eating here?
Today we have little chocolate pies. They crumble in your mouth.
And they're adorable. They look like little pies cooling on the windowsill. Flaky pie crust that you get.
They do a good job. I'm surprised.
They really do mimic the pie in almost every way but size.
Yeah.
Which is actually much more convenient. Oh, like sometimes you're like, oh, I could eat a whole pie. But you kind of can't.
I can eat a whole pie.
Now I can eat 2 pies, 3 pies, 4 pies. Go ahead, count it up. 2 out of 2 right there. I'm giving that an 8 out of 10. You know, that is just, that's an interesting sort of first experience with that kind of snack, and I will definitely be back. What about you, Joji?
I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10, yeah. This is ninja meshi. It's made out of plum. Plum is very much a like it or hate it sort of vibe in Japan. Like, if there's like a product, you bet your ass there's a plum flavor, which is super fucked up. It's for the old people. It's for the old people. I'm gonna try some with you. It's bad, huh?
So I'm eating it right now. It's bitter. It has sort of a tea quality, and then it's difficult to chew. It's tough to eat.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never had these. I've had different flavors of this. But this is like, I think this is meant to like fuck with you. And I'm just trying to chew. I'm thinking if I move my head faster, I'll chew faster.
Gotta wash that down.
Okay.
Overall, I would say it's an unpleasant experience. Tough, Joji. I can see that you're going through it.
That's bad. I'd rather be doing hot ones. This is really bad.
All right, well, there you have it. It's the highs and lows of the Japanese convenience store experience. I could not have brought along a better companion.
Thank you, sir.
Joji, my friend,
always
showing us the ropes. In Tongues, the EP. Pick it up now. It's nothing but smackers.
Thank you.
Till next time, Internet, I'm Sean Evans. And for all of your Japanese snack needs, you gotta come here. Sunrise Mart, it's the place to be.
Does it smell like placenta, or would you not know?
It's serious, you know, like...
It smells serious, yeah. It smells like birth, some sort of birth-related thing.
Time for some placenta masks.
Placenta. You gotta lean back a little and let it settle in. It doesn't feel bad.
No, it actually feels kind of nice.
We got a nice beer and a facial. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
To Japan and placenta masks.